Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. New at 10 tonight, the owner of a dog that killed a 4-year-old boy on Halloween is in jail tonight for violating a court order. 48-year-old Dustin Block's not allowed to be around minors, but court documents say the little boy was in his house when the dog attacked. Tonight, KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk has been busy uncovering more about the 48-year-old and why the order was in place to begin with. And what did you find out, Kyle?
Yeah, hey Cody, court documents show the boy's grandmother is dating Block, who told officers the child would stay with them every other week. Prosecutors say if Block had followed this court order to stay away from minors, that child would likely still be alive today.
It was a horrific scene. A 4-year-old boy mauled to death by a dog inside this Spokane home on Halloween night. Now the dog's owner is in jail, accused of violating a court order that's been in place for the last 2 years.
And this is the matter of State of Washington versus Dustin Block.
This was 48-year-old Dustin Block in court Friday. He was arrested back in May of 2021, accused of possessing child pornography and voyeurism. According to court documents, Block's girlfriend found hundreds of pornographic photos and videos on his computer. Police determined 14 images depicted minors, according to court documents. Prosecutors say several photos show a man's hand exposing a sleeping juvenile girl. Police say Block knew the girl, and a scar in the photo matches the scar on his hand. Block was released without bond in 2021 and is awaiting trial. The conditions of his release state he's to have no contact with minors under the age of 18.
Your Honor, this child should never have been around Mr. Block, should never have been in his home. Had he not been there that night, he would not have been attacked by this dog and presumably would still be alive.
According to court docs, Block admitted to police his girlfriend's grandson stayed with them every other week.
While on scene, officers observed that Mr. Block appeared to be extremely intoxicated. They noted slurring of words, and he was unable to stand. He also admitted to law enforcement that he was drinking wine while the incident occurred.
I do find there's probable cause that he violated his conditions of release.
Prosecutors asked the court to impose a $50,000 bond. Block's attorney, Timothy Note, argued for a lower bond and says once Block learned there was a warrant out for his arrest,
he turned himself in immediately, Your Honor. So I think that is important for the court to know. There's no indication that he's or has ever been any kind of threat to any kind of male juvenile. I would ask that you consider the imposing something substantially less than $50,000.
I do find that bond is appropriate. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $100,000.
And Block is scheduled to go on trial for those child porn and voyeurism charges this December. In the studio, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you so much. A multi-car crash on Interstate 90 brought traffic to a stop earlier this evening. That crash blocked the westbound lanes and slowed eastbound traffic as well in Coeur d'Alene. It all happened just past milepost 10.5. That's just west of Northwest Boulevard. Authorities had the scene cleaned up by about 7 o'clock tonight. There's no word of injuries at this hour. Let's go right now to Nightbeat for a quick look at the day's top stories. More questions than answers in one North Spokane neighborhood tonight, where 3 members of a family were found dead overnight. Spokane police say a man called 911 around midnight after coming home to find his wife and 2 kids dead. Police also say this may be potentially a murder-suicide. While no identities have been released, Spokane Public Schools confirms the 2 children used to go to Balboa Elementary, but were being homeschooled. Spokane South Hill ended up being the scene for 2 separate robberies that happened tonight, just streets apart of each other. Spokane police say the Numerica Credit Union on the 4900 block of South Regal was robbed around 4 this afternoon. SPD says the suspected robber is a man who left on foot. Police say no weapon was involved. Then 15 minutes later and 4 blocks away, SPD says another man attempted to rob a security guard on 57th and Regal. That suspect's been arrested. Spokane PD told KREM 2 News tonight both of these robberies appear to be unrelated.
I think it would definitely make me feel more comfortable, especially being alone down here.
And the holiday season's kicking off in downtown Spokane this weekend with more security patrols. The Downtown Spokane Partnership started its new pilot program to expand security coverage in the downtown core. The effort includes expanding the hours for downtown ambassadors and hiring a new private security company called Go Joe Patrol. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. Well, turning now to national headlines tonight, police in New Hampshire are conducting an active shooter investigation at a state-run psychiatric hospital. Authorities say the gunman is dead. CBS's Errol Barnett brings us more on the late-breaking details.
Shooter is down right now. He is on the ground.
Within minutes, New Hampshire State Police rushed to the state hospital in Concord late this afternoon after reports of an active shooter in the front lobby. The suspect shot one victim who later died at a nearby hospital. A state trooper shot and killed the suspect at the scene.
Our hearts go out to the family of the victim as well as our colleagues who have been impacted.
Authorities say the shooting took place at the inpatient psychiatric hospital, a 185-bed facility manned by on-duty officers, and visitors must enter through metal detectors. The hospital grounds were immediately locked down as staff and patients were told to shelter in place.
There is no active shooter threat to the public. The scene remains active as one suspicious vehicle has been located.
And local police have confirmed at least one person has been taken to the Concord Hospital that's closest to the scene. Dozens of police officers responded to this emergency. By our deadline, there was no word on the shooter's motive. Errol Barnett, CBS News, New York.
Well, moving back closer to home right now tonight, the fog has really been the thing with main character energy for our evening commutes. But what about the rest of the weekend? We've got meteorologist Michelle Boss tonight to bring us those details.
Yeah, we're probably going to be having to deal with some of the low clouds and fog, at least for the start of the weekend. Hopefully we can get a few sun breaks by tomorrow afternoon because we also have some rain in the forecast as well. Satellite and radar showing quiet weather across the inland northwest, but infrared satellite really has a hard time picking up the really low clouds and the fog. So sometimes it looks clear, whereas if you're actually there, you're kind of socked into the fog. So kind of taking a look at visibility, at least at Phelps Field, reporting quarter-mile visibility and freezing fog out there, 6-mile visibility at the Spokane airport, and limited visibility elsewhere across the inland northwest, though we're looking at 5 miles and greater. Temperatures, though, are below freezing, so anywhere that fog does thicken up, be prepared for some slick spots on those area roadways. Temperature 31 in Spokane, 30 in Coeur d'Alene. Otherwise, relatively quiet night outside of the low clouds and fog. We could see a few sun breaks tomorrow if we can burn some of that fog off. Otherwise, partly sunny skies, highs in the lower 40s, but some rain on the way for Saturday night and Sunday, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in, but otherwise mostly just wet weather and foggy and cloudy weather for the weekend.
Michelle, thank you so much. In the meantime, it was a busy day for us here because we're right in the middle of the biggest KREM Cares event of the year, and we are, of course, talking about Tom's Turkey Drive. This is your opportunity to help feed thousands of families this Thanksgiving, and tonight, Mark Hanrahan, Whitney Ward, and Tom Sherry have been out getting us ready.
It has been an amazing Friday with all the folks that have come down and generously donated to Tom's Turkey Drive. It's amazing. For only $25, you can do something really big. And that means you can feed a family in need a complete Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, things are a little bit different this year, and we don't have just one location where we are doing the meal distribution. We have more than 20 different locations across the region, really meeting people in the community where they need it the most. That distribution has been happening all week long. It will continue through this weekend as well.
We were at the Safe Center in Spokane Valley earlier this evening, one of the distribution centers. In fact, the biggest distribution center this year for Tom's Turkey Drive. They gave out about 2,400 meals today, and we asked one of those ladies who received a meal how it went for her today, because as we mentioned, things were different in terms of distribution this year. She said it couldn't have gone any smoother. She said she signed up online, found out where she needed to go, and went to the center today, picked up her meal. She was in and out in less than 2 minutes.
Now, if that wasn't you, if you didn't get a chance to sign up for a meal this year, we do want to let you know there is still help available through the different food pantries all across our community. It may not be a specific Tom's Turkey Drive meal, but if you need help for the holiday, make sure to go to our website, KREM.com, because we have a whole list of resources still available.
That is fabulous. Thank you very much. And for all you folks that stopped by and donated, we say thank you very much. And remember, you can still get your meal through the weekend and actually through Thanksgiving at any Spokane area Rose Hours.
Well, Tom, Mark, and Whitney, thank you so much. And that was, by the way, your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.